Hi, I'm Andy Bennett. These days leading up to Christmas, I'm making some short videos looking at the lesser known verses of well known Christmas carols. The third or fourth verses, sometimes that we don't often sing and often can't get the words right without a song sheet or a book. The carol I'm going to talk about today, I have to admit, has never been one of my favorites. It was written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who is not one of my favorite poets. I know that a lot of people like his poetry. The song "I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day" has become a favorite of many, even though it's not mine. And as I was looking at the verses further back in the song, as I have been doing for these videos, I looked up the lyrics online and discovered there are two stanzas that I had never seen before that had, as far as I know, are not often published. Those verses show such a stark similarity to our current situation that I felt like I wanted to share them. I wanted to share the depth of Longfellow's despair as he wrote this song. The story is, I think, fairly well known that Longfellow wrote this poem at a time when his wife had died just a couple of years earlier. She had caught some of her clothing on fire on a candle or something in their house, and her clothes quickly caught fire. And although Longfellow was able to snuff out the flames, to smother the flames with his own body, she sustained burns severe enough to cause her death. He received minor burns, but survived without a lot of harm. Then, closer to the time he wrote this, his son made the decision to join the Union Army during the American Civil War. Longfellow was not in agreement with that decision and tried to dissuade his son, but his son went ahead and joined anyway, and then was seriously injured in combat, survived, but with injuries. Longfellow had spent a couple of years despairing, and as Christmas had rolled around, he hadn't found it very easy to take joy in the season. But the Christmas day that this poem was written, hearing bells from the village church, I guess, inspired him to look beyond his own pain and grief and hear the joy in the bells. Most of us know the first verse. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. The two verses that we don't know very well were specific references to the Civil War. They go like this. Then from each black accursed mouth the cannon thundered in the south, and with the sound the carols drowned of peace on earth, goodwill to men. It was as if an earthquake rent the hearth-stones of a continent and made forlorn the households born of peace on earth, goodwill to men. But somehow, Longfellow had gotten to the place where he could say, as he heard the bells peal more loud and deep, God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in this year of racial tension and violence and hatred, let's make a special point of listening to the bells, listening to the carols, listening to the peace on earth and goodwill to men. Have a good evening.